CoupleyFit fam, we're here. We're getting ready to drop the birthday episode. Baby, I'm excited. We're celebrating you. And we're going to talk about what should be included in the birthday festivities. Is there such thing as tricking? Does it matter?
Tricking!
I mean, do you blow a bag for the birthday, or is it it's supposed to be fairly conservative? I mean, I want to hear from you.
I think it depends, right? Because there are some birthdays where there may be, as you would say, some more tricking involved.
Some splurging?
Like 16, 21,
it's true.
30 is a big one.
Some of the sweet 16s, I mean.
35 is a big one.
I just want to say, if we start there, I mean, the sweet 16, I don't know what your sweet 16 was like, but when you see like the reality TV shows on people's 16th birthdays, and it's like $1 million extravaganza, and I feel like, how do you top that? Like, how do you even set up that 16-year-old for life after they've had that type of birthday party?
Well, typically, I'm assuming you're referring to the Sweet 16 that's on MTV?
Yes.
Yeah, babe. I mean, they've got it.
That's true.
What do you mean? Tiana Taylor was on there at 16.
What
she said she just signed to Pharrell.
What happens when they hit a hiccup?
Well,
now all of a sudden you think it's going to be an extravaganza. You got to keep it,
keep it conservative.
It's soup and salad.
Not soup and salad. How bad is it?
I'm not saying
get a hoagie?
I'm not saying it's a recession, but I'm saying we had to cut back sometimes. You know what I mean? So what was your 16th birthday like?
I don't remember.
Okay. What was your most memorable birthday?
Most memorable birthday? Well, here's also something for me when it comes to birthdays. I didn't have too many birthday parties. When you're younger, you do, probably like 7 and under. But other than that, I didn't have too many birthday parties, things like that. But there was one where, I don't know how old I was turning, but you threw me a surprise party. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Yes. Because I told you I've never had a surprise birthday party before.
See, and that's just a little note for the fellas. If your wife tells you or your partner tells you, I've never had this before, that might be a subtle hint of like, maybe I should try to throw a surprise birthday party. So I'm glad that made it the most memorable. Just a side note to that point, when you were a kid, did you invite the whole class over? Like, did your whole class come to your house to celebrate your birthday? Or was it just like a small group of friends?
Well, transparently, because my birthday is October, is a lot of times fall break. Oh. So kids are not necessarily in town and I remember my 21st birthday over here at ASU, and it was right before finals. So a lot of people were like, hey, can't come. I have a final tomorrow. This is that and the other. So that's why I think that's another reason why for me, sometimes my birthdays were just like, because it just depended on, do we have finals? Is it fall break? Are people even in town?
That's true. So, but we'll just, flashing back to the ASU, if it was fall break or you're studying for finals, do you still make time to celebrate and have a good time?
I had a great time.
Okay.
I was on the lab.
Okay.
For those who know, I was in Zumba. Zumba is still there.
Oh.
Zumba was the Monday night spot because it fell on a Monday. And that was, my cousin Brian came. Do you remember BJ?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because
you know what I'm saying?
Pulled up. It's always good.
What you pulling up for? Me? I'm a friend.
Oh, your friends. Speaking of that, I mean, that's actually, a really good topic. Sometimes being able to, we asked about having the friends over, and you mentioned the holiday season. I know that's something that we've been seeing more and more. It's a little segue, but around birthdays, is that when you have kids, that they anticipate that the entire class gets invited to the party, so nobody feels excluded, like they're not friends.
Baby, you're so you can't believe this for some reason. I can't
believe it.
That
you know how many cupcakes that is?
But at the same time, it's because you're so young, right? It's supposed to be sharing is caring. If it's your birthday, you don't want to leave anybody out. That's what it's about. It's just like when you're in sports and everyone gets the, what is it?
Everybody does not get,
what is
everybody
it
does
called? Not the attendance,
a ring,
but.
Like everybody gets a ring or a trophy?
Or a participation, right? Everyone gets like a participation award or something.
So everybody does not get the participation award.
There's winners and losers.
This is real life. We're teaching lessons. I think so, but to your point, I was just curious. I mean, maybe if I'm coming to the class and I'm bringing cupcakes, I got to bring cupcakes for everybody. But if I'm hosting a party off school grounds, it's up to me who we want to invite, no?
This is you.
I'm just saying, but for you.
But it's not common. We've talked to how many parents, and they've all said the same thing. No, you invite the entire class.
Let me know it's some people in the comments.
But now, don't get me wrong. I don't think everyone wants to do it, but it's just a common courtesy.
I know there's some.
It really does become about like kids will cry if you're left out. If they're kids.
But what I'm saying now, you got to ask. You got to take everybody's order. What type of cupcakes? Are you vegan? Are you gluten free? Now I'm in the cooking business.
I mean,
I'm really a host.
You are.
If you think about it.
Well, yeah, you're hosting a birthday party.
But not for all. I mean, this is a whole. I'm getting off on a tangent here.
You are.
But I want to go back to your birthday. What is a favorite birthday tradition that you look forward to?
My dress. I get a dress every year. I've been getting a dress actually since when you met me. Do you remember when we met in the club and I was wearing it was a shout out to BB. If you know, you know. This was back in the day when BB was lit. The dress was $200. And it was that was so expensive for me. I remember thinking that in college. I said, oh my gosh, you know how many, this is a full day worth of tips. Like, this is crazy. But I like to get a dress. That one had peacock feathers at the bottom. It was sequenced at the top. So cute. But that's kind of when it started. And that was probably 21-ish, 22-ish.
So when you were 21 and you started this tradition, were you buying the dress or was somebody else buying
No, I'm always buying the dress.
Oh. So I think that's a good, I mean, it just opens up because right now it's a trending topic of people celebrating their birthdays and they're literally sending a list to someone that either they're maybe dating or wanting to date with the expectation that they're paying for all of the things on the nails, hair, dress. Do you think that as a, coming from the female's perspective, do you think that that is a fair request?
I believe who's the one that's being requested, right? Is it somebody that you've been involved with for some time and they've done this before, so this isn't something new?
Let's just say this is new. Let's say this is new. You're still getting to know somebody.
I don't think so.
Not right.
No. Now, if they offer and say, hey, I'd love to get your nails done. Hey, would love to get your dress. Put something on it.
Oh,
bet.
You're setting the stage.
I'm here for it.
You talking about for the fellas, it's like, shoot me your Cash App.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But my expectation, at least for me, has always been take care of it yourself.
And I appreciate that. That was one of the things that did set you apart and that I was really always a fan of was anything that I'm bringing to the table is adding to what you already have going on. Right. You're not at the table like, ooh, somebody come save me. Like, no. You already have the dress. You already have the things taken care of. We can just add to that. Mm-hmm. So I think that was a good call out, because somebody might have been wondering, dang, was somebody buying that dress for her, or was she paying for it herself? Okay. If you could be a kid again on your birthday, what would you do?
Oh my gosh. First off, the things now for kids, it's so lit. I'm going to an air park. What? How fun were those?
It's not too late.
I know it's not too late, but the way that our knees were,
I'm gonna tell you what.
The way that our knees were swollen the next day. This is why I need to be a kid again, so I can, go back to when I didn't have knee issues.
It was one of those. To your point, we went out to one of those jump parks.
Yes.
Thought it was cute.
We're
one of the few adults out there with the kids living our best life.
Best lives. We were on basketball for how long? Trying to dunk, roundhouse.
48 hours. MJ it. 48 hours later, my hips.
Oh my gosh, hips, my knees, it was probably...
Knee swole up? I mean, we literally look like we got...
I was like, oh my gosh. Did we get beat up last
night? We limped. We walked in and we limped out.
100%. 100%. But
I had a great
definitely an air park or bouncy park, air park. Those are really fun. Maybe even a main event because you can do the bowling, laser tag. Ooh. I don't know how old we are, but I play pool. Let's see. I'd go to like an interactive restaurant. So not quite like a rainforest cafe, but how a rainforest cafe, like if you're a kid, it's
alligator.
Lit. Arr.
Alligator jumping out the water. Is that real?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that would be really fun. I'm trying to think what else. Because it's really about, I want to have fun, I want to be fed, and I want to be cute.
Okay.
That's it.
It's pretty simple. Basically pretty simple. I think that might help a lot of people when they think, what do I want to do for my birthday? I want to be fed.
Yes.
I want to have fun and I want to be cute.
Yeah.
Boom.
Now that's changed. Now we really look forward to a spa day. Like that's really true. That's fun for us.
That's fun. That's true.
That's fun for us.
Low impact.
Low impact.
High relaxation.
High.
Okay. Which 3 historical figures would you invite to your birthday dinner?
Ooh, okay. This is great. Is this one of those kind of they've passed on?
No, first
And
3 come to
alive?
mind.
Huh? Well, I think
Dead
what's
or
going to
alive?
be, I'm going to speak it into existence. Michelle Obama, period. That's number one. Number 2, ooh.
So we got Michelle in there. First name basis. She
I
coming to
said
dinner.
Michelle Obama.
I'm saying she coming to dinner, so at this
Oh,
point,
okay,
y'all are going to be
Michelle.
on first name. Go ahead.
That would be number 1. Number 2 would be, ooh. Well, I'm going to throw, it's not a historical figure, but number 2 would be one of my grandfathers on my mom's side, because I've never met him. He passed before I was born. So that would be really nice to just be able to sit down with him and just hear his voice, first of all. So that would be number 2. Number 3 would be historical figures. Come back to me on that one, because I have a couple, but I want to
give me
mull
one more.
them over.
Give me one more that, Okay.
Think about that.
Okay, I'll let you circle. But you got 2 great ones.
Yes.
2 great ones. Hopefully, I might be the third. It's a historical.
Thank you,
know.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Let's act. Matter of fact, let's get Jesus.
Come on now.
Yeah.
You call on him.
Call on him. He's here.
Now you don't even need food. He might. Come on now.
Come on now.
You don't need
Water
no
and
wine.
wine.
Jesus turned it into something. Turned this into a real party.
Yeah, those would be 3. So Michelle Obama, my grandfather, Jesus. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's top notch.
Woo.
Come on
Can
now.
I get any better? I'm not sure.
Amen. Jesus might have been able to be first, but yes.
Yes.
I'm with you. This is a great question. What is one main character moment from your 30s?
Oh, a main character moment?
And I feel like, while you're describing this, you might have to describe what is a main character moment. Because I said hero image to somebody the other day. They looked at me crazy.
Right. So a main character moment is one of those, you did that. That was you. You put that event on. You hosted this. You had this accomplishment. It's you, main character. It's giving
You looked in the mirror and you are who you think you are.
I am her.
You are who you think you are. Okay, there we go.
Gosh. I mean, there's definitely been a few for sure. But I would have to say in my 30s specifically would be really anything that we've kind of done with Walmart. That really is always a great reminder of, whoa, this is, a Fortune 1 company that we're able to not only work with, but we're ingrained within the organization, and it's every time, because we get so used to it because it's been 6.5 years. But when you really think about it, it's like, whoa, these are big moments, But if I think about if I'm being more on the selfish side, I guess.
Come on now.
I would have to say, I don't know, because I don't toot my own horn that much. So I don't.
That's why we're here. We're gonna stay here and we're gonna sit in this space for a second.
Can you think of anything?
I always can think of things, but I gotta let
what
you.
You got?
No.
What you got?
No, we gotta sit in this for a second. This is also a reminder for somebody that they've got to toot their own horn a little bit.
We've been moving and grooving.
Sometimes you could be so focused on the work and just doing the work,
yes, that
you're not thinking about what you've accomplished. But there's definitely a lot of main character moments in there.
Okay, what you think?
You mentioned Walmart, but I would say Walmart Black Health Hero. That was one. You being the Titan 100, nominated for an Athena Award. These are all.
Yeah, see,
really,
I don't toot my horn like that.
I'm saying these are all. Oh, you want me to go down the list? Oh, you
no,
want me
to?
You want me to go? So I'm glad I have my second card.
I don't.
I'm glad I have a secondary card here with accomplishments. I'm just kidding.
And really, honestly, what I would say is it's not even a main character moment, but it's a you're living in your flow type of moment. Is also when I get to speak with my mentee and really my little sister from the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. And just be able to, when you're saying something, they're soaking it in. Yeah. They're listening to you. They're making adjustments and changes of that you can see in their life in order for them to live their best lives. And to me, that's more of a main character moment where it's like, oh yeah, I feel as if I changed somebody's life today.
No, that's a great point. I mean, as somebody, people use the example of mentorship, not only impacting but sometimes changing a life. So to be able to do that for somebody else, I mean, what more main character is that, right? Someone's looking to you, so that's huge. If you could have dinner with 3 versions of yourself, the teenage you, the 25-year-old you, and the 4 or 5-year-old you, what would you say to the 3 versions? Like, what would be one message that you would say to those versions of yourself?
So, teenage version, I have a lot of messages there. Number 1 is you will get through this. That would probably be my main one for my teenage. I can go on a tangent there. 25-year-old would be, I mean, we were married at 25. So for me, it would be more so stand up for yourself, stay strong in what you want. Don't compromise for somebody else that isn't in, your circle. That would be that. 45. I mean, gosh, what are we doing? I don't know if I even want to go that far.
I think it says 4 to 5, like little 4 to 5 years old, the younger version.
Like 4 to 5. Youngest.
Yeah.
Oh boy. You will go through some trials and tribulations. You will have to overcome quite a bit, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. So, hang on tight. Hang on tight.
Well said. I feel like there's some people in this economy feeling the same way.
Okay.
Hang on tight. What's one thing that you do now that you didn't do in your 20s?
One thing I do now that I didn't do in my 20s? One thing I do now is truly prioritize my peace. Yeah, definitely. Because in your 20s, definitely people pleasing. I'm doing things for other people. I'm putting myself last. I'm not worried about, my own, how something is affecting me. It's just about how is it affecting you? Are you okay? It's a lot of people pleasing. No, not anymore.
I feel like, no, that's great. That's great feedback. What has surprised you most about your 30s so far?
Surprised me most about my 30s? Man, so much. First off, like just physically how you change, and for women, how we hormonally change in your 30s is really wild. I wasn't necessarily expecting it. I feel like we don't talk about it enough. So that's number 1. Number 2 would be in my 30s is also how you view not only yourself, but then also maybe some of your prior mindsets and things like that. It's just like, ooh, not only does that not serve me, but just what was I thinking? What was I doing? We're not concerned about that in our 30s anymore. That's it. We're in a new version.
Stepped out of that phase.
Stepped out of it. Not concerned.
That makes sense. What's something that you've healed from that once broke you?
Oh, yeah. My body dysmorphia, for sure. That was something, I mean, it was a constant thought every single day. Every single thing that I ate, my day would revolve around what I'm eating. Sometimes I wouldn't eat certain foods and restrict myself because, I might look too bloated in this dress, or I might, not be comfortable in what I'm wearing. And so that used to take so much of my mindset. Now it's, it creeps up here and there for sure. But, even where I am, just transparently, I've gained quite a bit of weight, in my opinion, for even where I was just a few years ago. And typically I would be bugging out. Like, I don't even know if I would be just kind of as comfortable as I am. I probably would be, trying to restrict myself again, trying to have kind of unhealthier habits when it comes to food.
And somebody that's listening that might not know what body dysmorphia is, would you mind just giving an example of, like, what is that?
Yeah. So technically it is considered a mental illness. That is something that is constantly on your mind about physically how you look. So for example, something for me, I used to always think that if you couldn't see abs, striations, muscle, all of those things, then I'm fat. I'm overweight. I'm not where I want to be. And even I would restrict myself on certain things that I would wear because in my mind, I have a little pooch down here. But meanwhile, right, you get the comments and it's body goals, it's you look amazing, wow, all these things. But in my head, it's the complete opposite. I actually look fat. I actually need to work harder in the gym. I actually need to potentially restrict more food or change my eating habits so that I am, not going to be quote unquote fat in whatever I wear.
Well, for somebody else that maybe is dealing with that same thing, but didn't know how to, like, what to name it or what that is called, how did you work through that? What's, maybe a tip or just something that you did to, obviously it's not that it's something that can be maybe solved, right, or that you don't continue to work through, but just what tip would you have for somebody that might be dealing with that?
Well, first I would say it's an ongoing journey. It's not something that, in my opinion, is truly healed in a way. But it like the majority can be healed, but you're gonna always have just a little creep up, a little something that's gonna creep up, right? But for me, it was a little bit different. My mom saw a clairvoyant. So I know some people don't believe in that, but my mom saw a clairvoyant, and the clairvoyant told her a very specific message. She's never met me, has no idea. She's seeing my mom on her own, doesn't know us. This is when I was 27. And I remember I was talking to my mom. We were in our house in South Phoenix. I'm in the kitchen, and my mom said, yeah, the clairvoyant said, you need to stop being so hard on yourself and your body because it's going to cause you long-term mental health issues. Like, you really need to focus and face this now because this will be something that will continue to be a main driver for you. And I was thinking about it for so long before that when she said that, it was literally, it almost felt like if you had chains and you broke the chains. That's what it felt like on my mind, where I just broke those chains of, if somebody who's never met me before knows that I'm struggling with this, then I need to change. I need to change my mindset and how I view myself and not be so hard on myself. A lot of this did come from, now that I was in therapy, from childhood, right? A lot of the way that was, things that were being talked about in my home, it was very critical. I mean, bodies, this person needs a nose job. It was always about vanity in my home. And so I think that mixed with me being an athlete, and then you're not necessarily a quote unquote athlete anymore because you're not going to practice in games and all that stuff. I was in a limbo of, okay, now what? Now what is my body supposed to look like? What am I supposed to be thinking about my body now? Because before it's performance, right? We've got to be in the best shape we can because we need to be able to, decrease our injuries. We need to increase our stamina. That was how and that's kind of how we felt training for quite some time too. We trained so hard for quite a bit, even after we were quote unquote athletes, but we always have that mindset. And so that was something for me that is a little bit non-traditional and kind of breaking that chain, but it really is inner work. It's looking at where does that mindset stem from? And for me, I found out that came from childhood, that came from vanity being talked about so much in our household. Both of my parents were collegiate athletes as well. So I think that was something that was kind of transferred down to us. And they were so judgmental too. So I was that judgmental on myself.
Well, I appreciate you sharing because that, this is a birthday episode, but you're dropping some blessings on people right now because I know it's a lot of people that are either dealing with that or that's coming up. Maybe that's the experience that they're having because it happened a lot. I mean, I not to take away from what you're talking about, but more so just to add to it, having my own experiences where, people are like, oh no, you're fat or this is this. And you're like, man, as a kid, you're like, oh, I mean, I know that's not, I don't want to be on that side of things, right? You want to continue to play sports. You want to be able to have the positive self-image of yourself.
Right.
But then what happens when now you're not satisfied with what you see because you feel like it's got to be perfection or it's got to be what you see on TV or whatever, society is saying is, body goals or whatever the case may be. So, really thanks for sharing that. Yes, as we segue, what did you once chase that no longer matters to you?
People pleasing. I didn't realize I was doing it, but I was always about how can I make you feel comfortable? let me laugh at your jokes. Let me laugh at this, racist slur that you just said, because that's going to make somebody else feel more comfortable. And now let them, right? It goes back to the Mel Robbins theory of let them think what they want. Let them have whatever viewpoint they want of you, as long as you know who you are, you stand in that, you stay authentic to that, and you're a genuine, kind person. Say what you want. Yeah. But before it was always about other people. But that's also, again, going back to childhood, that's also how my mom was raised. My mom being a middle child as well. There's the middle child syndrome. You're always trying to figure out kind of where you fit in, and let me people please, let me go above and beyond. Let me put everyone else first and everyone's emotions, feelings, and thoughts first before I even think of mine. And that was my thought process for quite some time, until I realized that this is not serving me. And it's actually it's more detrimental to me than it is in a positive way of, being a kind person.
Yeah, well, this is going to hopefully be a release for somebody that's dealing with that same, I'm trying to people please, or I want to accommodate everybody. It reminds you of, they talk about the airplane, put your mask on first. Before you can go to saving everybody else, because if you're not breathing, right, what type of situation does that put you in the long run? So that's really impactful. Go ahead.
Yeah, to quickly add to that too is it's one of those things when you are people pleasing, that is, again, more inner work that you have to do, right? Why are you doing that? Is it something that you were taught or that you learned through seeing other people's actions? And if so, then that's kind of where you know where to start on, I need to switch this narrative, because that's really what it is. They're narratives. They're stories that you tell yourself. And so switching the stories that you're telling yourself, let them think whatever they want. I know exactly who I am. I stand firm in who I am. And not everyone's going to like you. And that's something else with people pleasing. Please like me, like me, like me, and there's a little bit of that of, for me, I just want to be friendly to everyone. I want to be everybody's friend. And it's like, not everyone's going to like you, because even your friends sometimes will backstab you. So, yeah.
No, that's facts. And I think, to your point, being able to identify that when you show up authentically as yourself, the people that you're supposed to be around, surround yourself with, have the relationship, that's what's going to rise, kind of like the cream rise to the top. Like, that's going to be the relationships that end up thriving, are the ones where you can show up and be you, versus trying to accommodate, laughing to keep from crying, but it's like awkward.
Right.
Big time. What is a failure that ended up becoming a blessing?
Oh, man. We always look at our failures as, and I don't even call them failures, because we learn so much from it that it's just a learning moment. And I have always felt this way, even in sports. If there was something, if I missed a ball or if I missed a serve, it was just, all right, that was too much of a floater. I now know I need to take some of the pressure off of the ball, right? Just being able to learn from it. I think also that's what's been able to keep us both going and keep us resilient, is this is just a learning lesson, and I'm only getting better. That's how we've always looked at it. I'm only getting better. So I think for us, something that almost broke me specifically was South by Southwest. Oh, that almost broke me. I've never felt so not only exhausted, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. It was so tough. So for those of you that don't know what South by Southwest is, it's one of the largest conferences, music festivals in the United States. So when we went, this was 2019, and we were nominated as one of the top 30 startups in the world at that time for the work that we were doing with Swan, which is our method, sleep, water, activity, nutrition, and how we were incorporating that and gamifying that for corporate wellness or population health management. So they asked us to come because, you're kind of the next 30 startups that are going to pop. And we've never done a trade show before. Well, I'm sorry. We did one trade show before. That was our first one.
That stressed me out.
Listen, the Rent-A-Center, the whole thing. But we've never done anything to this magnitude. We didn't realize that people were outright paying thousands of dollars.
Tens of thousands
of dollars to set up their booths. We're in there with Amazon boxes. I remember I was up that we had 2 weeks to plan, to execute, set up, and present, essentially. on one of the largest stages. So that literally almost broke me because how many things were late? They were not, you're getting it day of. God's grace, though, was so strong that day because remember, we got the last truck that seemed to be in Texas. That was number one. Number two, we were able to park in like a restricted parking lot that was right behind the stadium that nobody could park at, but they were just like, hey, y'all are cool. Go ahead and stay here. We just had grace throughout that entire project. But I remember even as it pops up sometimes on my Snapchat and I look at my face, I'm so drained. I did the best I could with the resources I had. We were 28, 29. We don't know what we're doing. This is our first time ever doing something.
We weren't even going to go.
We weren't even going to go. To your point, we had a crowdfund and asked, our friends and family if they were going to be able to pitch in. And people were so supportive. And we just weren't expecting that. It was incredible. But literally almost, it was only a failure because we just weren't ready. Like it wasn't something that we were necessarily ready for, but we're going to always get ready. Okay.
So I would say there's no way that that's a failure. I hear you.
In my opinion, yes. Okay. I was planning it. Yeah, I understand. You were, what I'm saying?
It was successful though.
It was successful, but there were small kind of failures that led up to it. And it's not even failures, but again, it's lessons. Like, again, we've never done a trade show. Come in the day before, you need to set up. You need to make sure that, for us, thankfully we had somebody that stayed in Texas at the time so we could send all of our stuff there. We just didn't know. I didn't know how it worked. So
speaking of successes and failures, how has your definition of success changed since your 20s?
In my 20s, I was a lot about recognition. You need to give me what I deserve.
Put my name
on the plaque. My name needs to be in lights. What are we talking about? Heller.
Rick Fox.
Rick Fox. So that's really how I felt. I felt in my 20s, I'm working so hard that it needs to be recognized. But now I realize, as we've also gained some recognition in those things, yes, it's incredible and I definitely enjoy it, being able to get recognized for our hard work. But for me, it's impact, right? How many lives can we change? That's really for me that's success to me. How many lives can we change in a positive way where, they're living better, they're living longer, they're living healthier, and creating generational health.
I love that. Who or what has shaped you the most in the last decade?
I would say you.
Oh.
For sure.
Oh.
I would say for sure. Definitely. Because if you think about it, babe, when we got together, I was very much from a consumer standpoint, not from a business owner standpoint. And so, thankfully that's something that your parents instilled in you was, you are an owner. And you are an owner. They instilled the legacy piece in you, really macro thinking, full big time vision thinking. And I didn't realize how small my thinking was, more so in the sense of business, not really anything else, but in business, until we started not only dating, but I'm seeing how you're functioning, how you're also moving within the airport. You're going to the tenant meetings. This is the city of Phoenix. The way that you're also moving, you're engaging, your meetings is like, what is this world? I just have to sit back and observe because I know nothing about this. This is really, it was like, felt like a waterfall in my head of just all of the information I'm trying to download, which seemed kind of second nature to you. Definitely. Because that's translated to CoupleyFit, and why we're able to be so successful with CoupleyFit is because we're now functioning on both levels, right? Personally and business-wise at the same level, where before I was so far behind. I was just trying to catch up. Like, what? Net sales, gross sales, what? What are we talking about?
No, but what I think is
KPIs, vertical, what? Huh?
But I think what's a great call out though is that it's never too late to be able to become an entrepreneur or get into business, have a producer versus consumer mindset.
Right.
It is never too late. And I also do hats off to you. One, I just appreciate you being receptive, right? Because I hear a lot of relationships, a lot of couples, a lot of husbands are like, man, or wives are like, man, I've been trying to bring my partner along in this area, or we've been trying to do this thing together, but like they didn't want to go on, that waterfall of information, right? They moved away, like, no, I'm good. Or said, you know what, I'm past this. Like, I don't want to
Right.
be new at something or be less, because again, there's a lot of situations where people want to be the expert.
Correct.
Right? Like, I know I need to be telling you, and all the sayings, wives are always right. Wives
Right.
cannot be wrong.
Right.
Right. So like to be able to be in
don't believe in that.
to be able to be in a scenario where you're like, no, I'm like, but also I learned a lot over that span. I learned a ton too, which I'm just grateful that we've been able to learn and be able to build together on that same page. So thank you. That was a
Yes.
quick. I appreciate.
And
I'm glad
I
I
wanted to just quickly add to that too was, it's one of those things where you have to be a lifelong learner, and that's something that we share. We love to learn. We love to be kind of new at something where you are just a little bit naive. You're not the smartest one at the table, and you're just trying to pick up what you can because you're getting better. And that's that athlete mindset of how can I get better? Do I need to do 2 a days, 3 a days? What do I need to do in order to be the best?
And they say, if you're the smartest person at your table,
you're not at the
you got to find a new table.
And find a new table.
Literally, right? So that's a great call out. And then what are you most proud of in this current season?
What am I most proud of in this current season? I'm proud of my growth. I'm proud of, there were a lot of growing pains for myself and just trying to figure a lot out at one time on so many levels that now I feel really stable. I feel as if I'm in a new version of myself. And even this weekend, right, for my birthday, we're going to go shopping. Because for me, on the fashion side, I'm seeing my clothes and I'm just like, they don't fit me anymore. They don't fit where I want to go, my style. That's one way that, I just even see myself evolving there. But just my growth overall, personally, professionally, just in relationships, just really that growth.
The growth is key. And then, to your point of growth, what brings you peace right now?
What brings me peace is being around passion partners, which are people that pour into you rather than take from you, removing parasites and pirates, people that latch onto you and suck your energy or steal your energy, your thoughts, your ideas. Really just being in a place where I feel it's quiet. You know what I'm saying? But it's quiet in a good way, where it's just, it is giving you that peace so you can think, you can, innovate, you can ideate. It's just, it's a great place to be.
That makes sense. No, I love that. What has marriage taught you about yourself?
Oh, man. Marriage taught me about myself a few things. You are growing with another person and remembering that you have to individually grow while also growing together as a couple, so that you're not growing apart or one person is growing more than you. And that's not to say that, somebody is not going to progress faster than you, but are you doing what you need to do to be able to kind of keep up, right? Or get close to that level if you know that you can get there, right? Because there are some people where it's like, I know my ceiling, I know my cap, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to reach you and get to where you're going. But for us, I feel like we keep moving the ceiling. We make the ceiling. And so, I think I just think it's a good space to be.
I love that. So the last one, what is your dream for next year?
My dream for next year? Well, we have our own, we have a dream for us, and we have a dream for us internally, which I'm really excited about. We're kind of keeping that, a little bit on the hush hush. Professionally, there's some really incredible things happening that we're nurturing as well, which I'm very excited about. But honestly, it's just, I'm heading into another version and another phase, and I'm really excited about it because I'm going to be more stable in who I am and not have to accommodate others. That's something that we've talked about a lot over these past couple of years, is how accommodating we've been to others. And some of that's that people pleasing in a few of those things, but really being able to stand firm in, again, not everyone's going to like you. Let them think what they want to think about you. As long as you continue to be a person that is giving, that is kind, that wants to see the world be a better place, then, who cares what other people have to say? But just keep dreaming big. And, once some of these things happen, we'll be able to talk a little bit more about them. But I'm just excited for the next chapters.
I'm excited for the next chapter. I'm excited to be celebrating you, bringing the birthday episode. And this episode was brought to you by AZ Pod Studio, the house of all the best podcasts here in Arizona, and our podcast. So make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe, follow us at CoupleyFit, and then also check out these clips on wherever you're listening, as well as on YouTube. We'll see you on the next one.